Please welcome Talion himself, Troy Baker.
Yes! Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Day 2 of E3. Everyone is still, heart rate is doing this and not doing this quite yet. I don't know why one direction this way and dead means this way, but there we go. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to talk about this game. Yes, not only do I play Talion, who's the Ranger of Gondor if you played Shadow of Mordor, yes. But this time around, I'm coming back and not only playing Talion, but I'm also the director of the performance capture. Yes, that's pretty cool too. Thank you. Like 3 people know what that is. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. The team at Monolith and Warner Brothers were really committed to making sure that the cinematic part of our game was just on par with our kick-ass Nemesis system, which is sure what you guys really want to see here. That was a great trailer, yes? Okay. But you want to see more of the game, I'm assuming, yes? Okay. Here to help me do that, please welcome our creative lead, my captain, Mike DePlatter. And there we are. So, I don't know, let's have a seat. We can be on, or shall we be like pitted against each other, or should we be on the couch together? It'll either be cozy or weird, or both.
Oh, here we go.
So, we're going to get set up. We got a live demo for you guys. I'm not sure if you had a chance to go over to the E3 floor, because it is madness, and this is pretty chill. This is like where all the cool kids hang out, it feels like. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring that booth experience here to you guys. And does anybody not know anything about this game? You just found a chair and didn't want to leave. 3 people. I love your honesty. That's amazing. So Shadow of Mordor, the first game that we did, introduced the world to the Nemesis system, which was, to me, what cracked the nut of the open world experience. It was literally an incredibly emergent, incredibly unique experience where no 2 games were alike. And what we've done to that, that's how you were introduced to these orc characters, that each orc was going to be different. And I remember in my personal playthrough, if I had an orc that killed me and he was like the guy that got coffee, I would watch him level up to be a war chief, and I did not sleep until that head was on a spike. So we've taken that mechanic of the Nemesis system and expanded it to the entire world, and that's what we're going to show you here today. But nobody can talk to that better than you can. So explain to people in a much better way exactly what the Nemesis system is and what we're going to see here with the live demo today.
Oh yeah, so what we're going to see today is really all the ways, or some of the ways, actually a tiny percentage of the ways, in which we've massively upgraded the Nemesis system from the first game, both to extend the variety of all these personal enemies that you're going to face, as well as extending it. So you're now forging your army. You've got followers who can be loyal to you, who you can lead into battle or can perhaps betray you into different ways. You can manipulate the orc society. So I think what Evan's going to do here today, he's going to go out into the open world. We're kind of deep behind enemy lines in the south of Mordor. And he's going to go after an orc captain, an enemy out here in the sandbox, and see if he can bend him to his will, make him join our army, and then start building that and going to conquer the fortress here.
And everybody give a big shout out to Evan. Let him hear you backstage.
Evan.
Cool. Here's what you need to understand. This is not scripted, okay? This is not just a video that we're playing through. This is literally happening in real time. And there is a very, very high likelihood, because I've seen it happen twice today, where Evan could die and we just have a big failure. If that happens, luckily there's a bar right back there, so I'm going to buy Evan a drink. But it just shows you how unique this thing can be and how no 2 experiences are going to be the same. So, okay, we're starting off in the... Also, I want to back up a little bit, because I saw when we started off, we started off at the map, which seemed like a much bigger map than the first game, but that's just one part of the map that we're actually seeing right now, correct?
Yes, so the world is something we've expanded enormously. So we have many more regions. Every one of those regions is larger. Every one of them has one of these epic fortresses that's controlled by these overlords. They also have orc tribes, so depending on which orc culture is in charge of this particular area of Mordor, the society will change, the fortress will change. So as you said, it's taking the Nemesis system and actually applying it to the entire world of the game, as well as just to the orcs and the enemies.
I looked it up on Zillow, and it's not exactly the best time to buy a house, but keep your eye on it. Just kind of pin it and favorite it. All right, so first one we meet here is Kreuk the Serpent. Now this is one of ours that believe there indicates that he's one of our followers right now, right? And Mozu the Assassin, though,
So now this is interesting. So this is one of the power struggles, the nemesis missions that the orcs are actually going to be pursuing on their own here. So Evan sent our followers into this battle to the death against this enemy. And then if they can wear him down, it's going to give Evan the chance to get in there, use the Ring of Power, bend him to his will, and make him part of our army. But anything can happen. That's the thing with this game. Every single time we're demoing, that's why I've got to just let everyone look at the back of my head constantly, because I have no idea what's happening here.
Just doing this. Okay, so we're going to shame, fight to the death, or recruit. Now, whoever we recruit will join our army and can actually aid us in battle. So is that what we're going to do, recruit? Okay, Evan, let's recruit this guy.
Plenty of time for that
I like
later.
this guy.
Yeah. Okay, so now he's ours, but now again, Evan's got a bunch of choices about what we could do, or you guys can choose, why not? We can shun, we can cast him out. Stay and fight, finish him off with a gear. All right,
Make a spy?
Good choice. All right, so we're going to infiltrate him into the enemy army, where he, at exactly the right moment, can turn and stick a dagger in the back of the war chief for us.
Well done, Evan.
Good job.
I lost some money on that, but good for you.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. Okay, so Norsco the Sneak did not survive his trial. So everyone pour out to your homie for Norsco.
So now, as we've built our army, we've got that spy infiltrated. We can see the war chiefs are up there guarding the fortress. The ultimate goal, which Evan might be able to get to in the 17 minutes, 50 seconds remaining, is to take out Gubu the Skull Crusher. That's pretty cool. Can he do it? And he's already got this spy infiltrated, so he's actually the bodyguard of the Tainted up there. And we might as well get into it and launch this fort assault.
Yeah, so ultimately what we're wanting to do with it, we saw that picture of, is that entire fort is what we're trying to dominate.
Yep.
And that's not just one fort that's the ultimate goal of the game, but there's several forts throughout this entire game. So the hierarchy of the gameplay between this is not just we're trying to get to one big boss battle, but there's multiple boss battles that we're trying to get through to dominate Mordor.
Multiple goals happening in parallel. So we're building our army, conquering these fortresses, upgrading the fortresses, installing our war chiefs in there, defending them against Sauron's counterattacks. But at the same time as that, we also have this epic story, which obviously you know because you directed it, but of the battles against the Nazgul, fighting against the Witch King, Sauron pursuing us, all these other characters that we're introducing as well. So we've really pushed both the dynamic world of the Nemesis system and this story to be happening in parallel, and then of course all of the open world we can explore with all of the collectibles and secrets and side missions and upgrades and the gear system. It's really massive open world this time.
Did you guys get all that? Can you play it back to me? Because I'm still trying to get it up to speed. All right, so let's see where we're at here. We're outside of the fort. We need to capture Sharkburs.
And we can see the gatehouse there, those massive axes that are above the gate. This is a warmonger fortress. So that's the tribe that's in charge here. They're particularly effective in battle. They're kind of the closest thing the orcs have to Vikings.
And each of these forts are also going to look different based upon the tribes that's currently occupying them, right? So we'll have the warmongers, we'll have the ferals. We can also see there, actually go back, Evan, this will tell us, if anybody played Shadow of Mordor before, you got to kind of go to this screen and see the strengths and the weaknesses of each of the captains or the war chiefs that you were trying to kill or dominate or recruit. With this, we can actually see the same thing happening with the fort, to where now we've seen this guy has upgraded stone walls to repel the attackers. That's going to make it harder. They're not wooden, so they won't catch fire. We also have the iron gates, so it's going to be harder. We can't just necessarily burst right through. If we had the big orc, might be able to do that, but who knows. Savage hosts, these guys with the dual-wielding axes that are just berserkers. They're crazy, and they can cause a lot of damage. So we've got kind of and of course we have Cursed Siege Beast, just to round off this nice little assault that we're going to do. So we've got the it's kind of way to pick one, Evan. You could have done the one made out of matchsticks and one guy. So all right, we got a short time to do this. Let's see if we can do this. We've got a good who do we want to make our assault leader? We can choose that. We have an Olog High.
Yeah, so you can select out all of your team. You can upgrade the members of your army through sending them on other missions, but Evan's already got them equipped here. And then for every leader that you're bringing in, you can also bring in upgrades to your army. So defenders, these are going to be shield bearers. They're going to be a good counter against those savages. Poisonous siege beasts, so we're just going to have our enemies just vomiting en masse as we're storming the fortress.
Why do I laugh at that?
Because you're Talion. Drakes. Obviously, it's pretty cool being able to bring a Drake into a battle. The slight challenge with that is they're not aligned. They're wild, so they're actually going to be spreading fire and chaos among both sides.
So friendly fire, so they lay major damage down, but that could also hurt our followers as well. Okay.
But they're also an opportunity, because if you can bring them down and dominate them, then suddenly you've got kind of the ability to rain death from above across the whole fortress.
Well, we've chosen who we want to have lead this battle. It's definitely, the cards are not exactly stacked in our favor, but let's begin this assault and see how it goes down. It is a warmonger stronghold.
Yep.
We're going to get a nice little monologue here as well from the current tenant.
Take down Dar's Guru, and what? You think that means you can take us? Just 10 paces closer, fools. Then we'll unleash a wave of death and fire like you've never seen. All Mordor will shake as we crush you beneath our boots.
Now here's what's cool. I know who that is. I can just tell by the voice. Does anybody know? I'm not going to tell you, but I'm just curious if you know. I like that dude a lot. We had a huge cast of people, not just with our principal characters who, between myself, Celebrimbor, Eltariel, some of the returning characters, but also we have literally the thousands of orcs. And we had not an actor for each one of those, but we had so many actors that made sure that each orc feels as unique as their names.
Yeah, we were recording voice over for those guys for like 2 years.
2 solid
years, multiple studios. The scale's massive. Oh, well done, Evan. So Evan, well, we were talking about that. He's actually taken over this enemy siege beast, and he can now turn that back against the defenders. So
raining death from above.
3 shots of this cursed weapon. And that point there, that first victory point, that's the first one we need to capture in order to get into this fortress. And now we want to destroy that siege beast, make sure we're not leaving it there for Sauron to pick up later. And the slow motion in the air, which, oh,
bye-bye push cream.
Boom. Go Zuka. Yeah. So that's the advantage of picking your soldiers and bringing them into battle with you. Meanwhile, Evan's spending some time on this tower. These guys are fighting it out down below.
Dominating the archers is something that I absolutely love to do, because what I hate is when I'm down on the ground and actually doing a lot of, like if I'm trying to get my flurries up and I've got some archer that's picking me off from above. So that's super smart, I think.
So this guy, where you can see the green icon above his head, that means he's broken. He's taken enough damage. Now Evan can dominate him in combat.
We got to get rid of these other guys first before we can do that.
Ooh. Or you could just kill him. Your choice.
Take this fort. I'm not even going to let you walk away from here without at least maiming you.
Oh, that was kind. Could announce his intentions.
Jumping off his own soldier there. And we've just added so much variety and new abilities to these soldiers. They can lay traps, they can spread fire and chaos, they can be mounted and bring different creatures into the battle now.
Nice, get some life.
Oh, alright. So the thing is, he's dead, but they also, orcs are tough, so there's a chance he'll cheat death and come back. Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This close.
Nice one.
Well done, Evan.
Good.
Well done. All right, so we've captured this point. We're going to move on to the next.
One of his allies is bleeding out there. Okay, get him back into the fight. And those gold icons there, every time one of these orcs dies, whether it's one of your followers or whether it's one of the enemies, they're going to drop loot. And the gear system's completely new in this game. One of the things that's fun is for the rare or epic loot, you can actually see which orc dropped it. You get a little challenge to play, so it's spreading terror among the enemies. And when you complete that challenge, not only does it get more powerful, it actually gives you a quote to remember that orc and that story you built by. So your gear system's actually like a little cemetery to remember your favorite orcs in. It's really
Amazing.
Cool.
Well done.
Okay, on to the second victory point. Look out for that dragon. Oh, it's broken. The drake's actually taken some damage.
Who doesn't want to drive a Drake?
All right, there's a few of our guys there, but oh, what's going to happen? Oh, betrayal.
Oh,
so this is
betrayal.
that spy we put in earlier.
Was that the spy that we recruited to?
No, that was actually another traitor. I was wrong there. Okay, death from above. Got 8 minutes to go. Take out these inner artillery. We got nearly captured point B. That's ready to go.
And these are all of our guys that are down here doing this themselves autonomously too.
So that building up your army ahead of the fort assault can make it, much easier. But you're also running. Oh,
Way to go, Arjonic, the grog maker. Who doesn't like a good grog? If you're not live here with us in the lounge, we're also taking your questions live on Facebook. We got a question in from Facebook going on. I've always wondered, what's the process like for coming up with the unique character names?
Oh,
Are you the one person that just like wakes up 3 o'clock in the morning and goes,
no.
push Kreuk the goat herder? Got it.
The really fun thing with this game is we can all get into the grog. Oh, Snafu.
Snafu the choker.
We've got Fubar as well. So it's quite like. So he's enraged 'cause the other guy's
cowards.
taking off. So he's seen the fear. That's made him angry. He's scared. It's just chaos. But so we get into the grog. No.
Woo.
Okay. Some combat opportunities to use the
Explode
grog
the ground.
barrels to spread some fire. But now a couple of Evans guys are bleeding out there. Sorry, just to go back to that.
There's so much happening on the
I
screen.
know,
I understand.
I
We're not
know.
worried about names right now. We're trying to stay alive.
Who are these guys? The Vat Keeper. The short version is we just have a massive amount of fun getting in a room and just brainstorming them. But they can come from game systems or features or our favorite villains or good stories we want to create. Or
That's
just
incredible.
from literally everywhere. And we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these titles. What's new, they can actually earn titles this time. So someone can kill one of the drakes and become the Dragon Slayer, or kill Talion and become the Task Slayer, or actually earn different titles as their Scarred or Chief Death.
So it's responding to your exact experience.
Actually evolving and growing through the course of the game. Okay, well done, Evan. So, captured all 3 of those victory points, and that opens us up for the final boss fight to actually enter the keep. And the keeps are actually, inside here is personalized as this personal villain's lair, the arena for this boss fight to take place.
We're going to be down to the wire, too. We have 6 minutes to do this. Think we can do it? Evan, you think we can do it? All right.
You've made it all the way here, only to discover that you're outclassed. Frankly, you don't stand a chance against me.
I'll be happy to prove you wrong.
Turn. So, and this time we can do things like he's the Skull Crusher, and he's got this massive berserk hammer, perfectly made for crushing skulls.
As one does.
All the traits. Okay,
So let's take a look at his
stealth.
strength and his vulnerabilities, too.
Stealth's not going to help us. It's a little hard to sneak in here.
Heavily damaged by poison.
So if we'd brought in the Grog Maker or someone with poison weapons as our bodyguard, that would be ideal. But we sort of rushed into this.
Which you can do. But it's not advised. You will eventually go back to that menu screen and really pay attention.
Oh, and so he's enraged. So he's probably more enraged now.
Oh boy.
So he's haunted. He's particularly sent into a frenzy by seeing Celebrimbor, you using your rate skills against him.
So that triggers him.
Yeah, he's having none of that. Oh!
Oh no.
And he's got a cursed weapon. Okay, 1 down, 2 chances to go. Oh, that's the new weapon, the glaive that we've added, which you can charge up for combos. Oh, he's down. Okay, cleared out that Olog. Oh!
Cheer him on, guys. Cheer on Evan.
This is it. All right, Curse. Oh, no!
Is that 3?
It's over. That's it. Last chance. All right. So, and he's still cursed as well. And there's another Olog he's called into this fight. This is going to be slightly tough. Okay, so in the middle of this fight, actually using the power of the ring to turn some of these. Oh, this is it. It's all over. Good night, Talion. Oh.
Sauron himself will be pleased with this.
Screw you, Gubu. Give it up for Evan, trying his damnedest.
On new title. He's leveling up.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, everyone on October 10th is going to hunt Gubu down.
Oh, we missed it.
You will not rest until his head is on a spike. But if we had turned around and just replayed this exact same mission.
We can't. We can never replay that mission.
What?
Because time's going to move forward. The world's going to evolve. The guys that are dead are going to stay dead. Evan's allies that were in there could get captured. He might need to rescue them. Gubu's going to remember that fight. So the world constantly moves forward and evolves. You never have to replay the same mission twice. It's cool.
I mean, come on. This is what I'm talking about when it's really cracking the open world experience. You can never put a ticking clock on an open world because I want to be able to move at the pace that I want to move. I want to be able to play how I want to play. And even just from an acting standpoint, as a character, I want Talion as a gamer to be my Talion. I want to choose how and when and who I use to help me assault that fort. So that's what I love, is that we're actually giving you guys the ability to craft your own story and craft your own character and choose, will you be the ranger or will you be the wraith? How will you play this? How you want to do this? There's a little tip of the hat to some people who know what I'm talking about. There we go. There it is. This is what we wanted to show you guys. We're really glad. If you haven't had a chance to go check it out on the show floor at E3, please, we absolutely want you to see, because you, again, maybe we get to destroy Gubu and we can all have our vindication.
It'll never be Gubu either.
It'll never be Gubu again.
Yeah.
We're gonna find him though. I need to find Gubu.
I think Evan needs closure.
A little bit of closure. We're gonna have a talk with him. We're in the South Hall at the WB booth. We definitely want you guys to come see us. Thank you guys to Jeff Keighley for having us. Thank you guys for all being with us as well. Thank you to Mike DePlatter, the entire team of Monolith Games for being here as well. Make sure you pre-order, or if not, keep your fingers crossed and be patient for October 10th for Shadow of War game. Thank you guys so much for being here today.